let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. Roman Reigns is in a heated feud with Solo Sikoa's Bloodline on WWE SmackDown. While Jimmy USO returned to join forces with him, former Raw Talk host Matt Kemp claimed the original tribal chief would acknowledge another top superstar to convince him to reunite with him. Last Friday on SmackDown, Jimmy told Reigns they needed help in their war against the Bloodline. The former undisputed tag team champion teased, asking his twin brother, Jay, to aid them. However, Roman immediately declined, stating he wanted no yeet. Nevertheless, former WWE host Matt Kemp predicted Jay would eventually reunite with his twin brother and cousin after Paul Heyman returns to convince him to do so. Speaking on the Busted Open podcast, Kemp claimed Reigns would acknowledge his 39-year-old cousin ahead of Survivor Series War Games. On his Off the Top podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi addressed Jimmy USO's return after nearly 6 months of absence to help Roman Reigns. He also commented on the original Bloodline potentially reuniting. The wrestling legend claimed the original Bloodline rejoining forces ahead of Survivor Series would be awesome. It would be interesting to see if the anticipated reunion would indeed happen, leading to a War Games match between the original Bloodline and the new Bloodline at Survivor Series. As WWE heads into one of its most anticipated annual events, Survivor Series, all eyes are on the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, who has maintained an iron grip on the WWE Universe as its undisputed WWE Universal Champion. For more than 3 years, Reigns has reigned supreme, crushing every challenger who has dared to step into his path. But as the tension builds towards Survivor Series, one key development has been hinted at by WWE analyst Matt Kemp. Roman Reigns may soon acknowledge a 39-year-old WWE superstar, a development that could send shockwaves through the company and its fanbase. In the world of professional wrestling, acknowledgement has taken on a special meaning ever since Roman Reigns adopted his tribal chief persona. For Roman, acknowledgement is about more than just respect. It's about power, control, and recognition of his place as the head of the table. Anyone who seeks to challenge Roman's dominance must not only defeat him in the ring, but also submit to his leadership. Over the past few years, Roman has demanded acknowledgement from everyone, whether it be opponents, allies, or even his own family. However, Matt Kemp's latest insight suggests that a major change is on the horizon, one that could see Roman Reigns doing the acknowledging for once. The 39-year-old WWE superstar in question is none other than AJ Styles, a decorated athlete with a Hall of Fame-worthy career and the credibility to stand toe-to-toe with Reigns. As Survivor Series approaches, the possibility of a clash between Reigns and Styles, with the tribal chief acknowledging Styles' immense talent, is rapidly gaining momentum. Before delving into the potential acknowledgement of AJ Styles, it's important to understand the level of dominance Roman Reigns has exhibited since his return to WWE in 2020. After a brief hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Roman returned with a new attitude and a ruthless determination to become the top figure in WWE. Aligning himself with Paul Heyman, Reigns adopted the moniker of Tribal Chief and quickly set about dismantling anyone who dared oppose him. From Jey USO and Kevin Owens to Edge, Daniel Bryan, and even legends like John Cena and Brock Lesnar, Reigns has systematically defeated every major challenger who has crossed his path. His character evolution has seen him become more than just a champion. He's become an institution within WWE. His demand for acknowledgement from his opponents, family, and peers has been the cornerstone of his reign. Those who refuse to fall in line, like his cousins Jay and Jimmy USO, have suffered dire consequences. But even the most dominant champions face inevitable moments of reckoning. With Survivor Series looming, Roman Reigns may soon be forced into a situation where he has to acknowledge someone else, a rare moment for a man who has always been the one demanding recognition. AJ Styles is no ordinary WWE superstar. Since his debut in 2016, Styles has accomplished more in WWE than most wrestlers do in a lifetime. A two-time WWE champion, former United States champion, and Intercontinental champion, Styles has consistently proven himself as one of the best in-ring performers in the world. His blend of athleticism, technical prowess, and charisma has earned him the nickname, the Phenomenal One. Styles has also succeeded in a variety of different roles in WWE, whether as a face, good guy, or a heel, bad guy. His time as the leader of the O.C faction, alongside Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Mia Yim, has cemented his status as a leader who commands respect both in and out of the ring. Even at 39 years old, Styles remains at the top of his game, capable of putting on show-stealing performances against anyone. Despite their storied careers, Roman Reigns and AJ Styles have rarely crossed paths since Reigns' transformation into the Tribal Chief. Their last major feud occurred in 2016, shortly after Styles arrived in WWE. Back then, Reigns was a very different character, still trying to win over the WWE Universe as a babyface hero champion. Styles, meanwhile, was a fresh face looking to establish himself on WWE's biggest stage. Their rivalry was intense, but Roman ultimately emerged victorious, defeating Styles in a series of high-profile matches. But that was years ago, and both men have changed dramatically since then. Reigns has embraced his role as the most dominant heel in WWE, while Styles has evolved into a respected veteran who can play any role the company needs. As Survivor Series approaches, the possibility of Reigns and Styles revisiting their rivalry has never been more enticing. According to Matt Camp, the growing momentum around a potential Reigns v Styles clash could lead to something unprecedented: Roman Reigns acknowledging Styles as a legitimate threat. For Reigns, this would be no small feat. Throughout his reign as Tribal Chief, Reigns has been adamant that no one is on his level. He has repeatedly declared himself the top star in WWE and demanded that everyone fall in line behind him. But AJ Styles is different. Styles' accolades, coupled with his in-ring ability and leadership of the O.C, make him a formidable challenger to Roman's dominance. While Reigns has been ruling WWE's SmackDown brand, Styles has been quietly building his own empire on Raw. Their paths have been separate, but they may soon collide at Survivor Series, the one night of the year when WWE's top champions and factions often face off in brand warfare. For Reigns, acknowledging Styles wouldn't be about conceding defeat. It would be about recognizing Styles as a worthy adversary. In the past, Roman has been dismissive of his challengers, often mocking them before ultimately defeating them. But Styles is different. Roman knows that Styles isn't just another opponent. He's a multi-time world champion with a reputation that transcends WWE. Acknowledging Styles could also be a strategic move for Reigns. By giving credit where it's due, Roman may be able to manipulate Styles into playing into his mind games. Roman is a master manipulator, and by offering Styles a form of respect, he could lull him into a false sense of security before delivering the final blow. However, Styles is no stranger to mind games either, which could make this potential encounter all the more intriguing. If Roman Reigns is to acknowledge AJ Styles ahead of Survivor Series, it would mark a pivotal moment in their respective careers. For Reigns, it would be a rare instance of vulnerability, a moment where he admits that even the Tribal Chief must recognize true greatness when he sees it. For Styles, it would be the ultimate validation of his legacy in WWE as one of the few superstars worthy of being acknowledged by the most dominant champion of this era. The road to Survivor Series is filled with possibilities. Will AJ Styles and the O.C invade SmackDown to confront Reigns and the Bloodline? Will the two factions collide in an epic battle for supremacy? And most importantly, will Roman Reigns finally acknowledge AJ Styles as a top-tier competitor on his level?